Hello, everyone. Tonight I am going to be discussing my review of Lean In, or part of the book. Lean In, the book by Sheryl Sandberg, The Coup at Facebook. My topic today is going to be success and likability slash being relentlessly pleasant and what that means. So first, in the book, she talks about how men are perceived when they're successful versus when successful women are perceived by society. And it's like it's a two strike for women. First you're a woman and then you're successful. It's like, no, strike one, strike two. By both sexes. So men and women perceive successful men as the norm. That's how men are. Men are aggressive. That's good. And I find that sometimes they actually attribute your character traits, good or bad, to your level of success. So if you're a-hole and you're successful, it becomes, oh, this person is successful because they're an a-hole. Whereas if you're a woman and you're successful, oh, it's like, oh, that woman, she's aggressive, she's an alpha female. I'm not sure I want to work with her. So they conducted excuse me, a case study at Harvard, which is Sheryl's alma mater, and in this class they profiled a successful woman, and part of the class read the story as is. So this is a woman, and then the others read it with the gender switch, so it became a man, and then they asked them for their feedback on if and why they would want to work for that person. And the feedback regarding the man was, yes, we want to work for this person. And then feedback for the woman was mostly negative. It was, oh, she seems very aggressive, she seems too harsh and too intimidating, etc. And I was like, oh, why? So why is that? That was my initial thought. Why is a man who's aggressive and all accepted and recognized and respected, but when it's a woman, it's frowned upon and it's almost penalized, actually? And then I started to think. I was like, okay, let's look at gender roles. Men have been thought to be aggressive. They've been taught to be strong and appear macho because that's how you get respected. Let's face it. You're not gonna respect the man who comes in and is just like, yeah, hi. No one's People are probably just gonna be like, he's not a serious person. You can't really give him you won't be able to see that person in a leadership role, because when you think of a leader, you think of someone who's strong, you think of someone who's firm. And then I think about a female. What have we learned to expect from women? What is the norm for women, especially when it comes to character traits and behavior? Women are expected to be soft. We're expected to be warm. We're expected to be nurturers and comforters and welcoming. And if you're successful and you're a woman, the assumption is that you lose all those traits because you embody the traits of a man. Since men are successful, what do men do? How do men act? If I want to be successful like that, then I need to do all the same thing men are doing. But Sheryl is saying, no, don't do that. Don't embody the manly traits. You need to hold on to your feminine traits. And that's where the whole relentlessly pleasant comes in. And she defines what that means. So according to the book, being relentlessly pleasant means smiling frequently. Let me talk about that one. So going back to expectations and gender roles and norms. If a man was smiled a lot, he probably won't be taken seriously. It's going to be like, why is he smiling all the time? Why? You're not respected. But when a woman smiles, what does that tell you? If I were a man or a woman and I was approaching a woman and she was smiling, I would take that as a good sign. I'll be like, yes, this person is interested. This person is looking to engage. This person is warm. This person is welcoming. I definitely want to interact with this person. Those are good things. But if you saw a woman that wasn't smiling, you get turned off and you're just like, I'm not even gonna bother with this person. Person seems like excuse me, like a bad word. The next is expressing appreciation and concern. Again, going back to your maternal instinct and traits, being nurturing, being comforter. Oh, someone is sick, you're the first one getting a card in the office. Going away parties, you're the first one getting a card, getting it, joining the parties, organizing the potlucks. Those are little things that we've come to expect from females. The next is invoking common interest. It just goes back to what I just said. I find that this is especially important when you're trying to win people over. So trying to find that common ground, like trying to the first round is always we need to find a common ground. Like what is our common denominator? And I find that this is what's different about men. Men is about business. It's business first. What are we here to do? Are we here to sign a contract? Am I here to propose something to you? That's what we're gonna get to. But women, it's more, we need to first try to build a relationship. Let's try to get that common ground going. And then we move on to the next step. I thought, okay. And then emphasizing larger goals. This, for me, I think it comes to maybe in an area where somebody might, you might not share the same ideas or agree with something, rather than beating that idea to death and saying no, 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 stop nagging. It's more being factual, trying to detach. And this is detach your emotions and just say, this is why I feel on a large scale, looking at the big picture, it's going to impact and you definitely want to not be eye driven, but make it seem like it's a family. It's going to make us look bad. It's going to impact us. It's not a good look for us. That way you're telling these people it's not what's in it for me, it's what's in it for us. Getting that whole bringing people together, things women are generally known for. We're the homemakers, we're the one that keeps everything going. And then finally, approaching negotiation as solving a problem as opposed to taking a critical stance. So you definitely don't want to be on the extreme side of anything. You always want to dance around the middle. That way you're not offending anyone and you're not threatening anyone. And I think that's also interesting that there's this bullet point that pretty much tells us women are entering the workforce, we're climbing the ladder. But if you want to get to the top of that ladder, these are the things that you would need to be mindful of. These are the things that you need to keep underneath your radar to do or focus on. And I think that's not fair. I think that men don't have lists. Surely they don't have lists like this. It's matter of fact ingrained in them how to behave. They don't really have that much. Just show that you're the man in charge, and everything falls into place. Easy. Women, on the other hand, if you're successful, you're not liked by your fellow women. You're not liked by men. Who are you liked by? It's like you can't win. Damned if you don't, damned if you will. Your own genders are not appreciating you, not being supportive, and men see you as a threat. Women see you as a threat too, whether they choose to believe it or not. So, I think it's interesting that we still live in a world where these things exist, where lists exist, where these are the things you want to be mindful of. Smiling more. Things like smiling more. I wish I could go up to a guy and say, you know what your problem is? You know why you're not successful? It's because you're not smiling more. You need to smile more, sir. You need to loosen up a little bit. You need to, smile. He probably will look at me and be like, excuse me? What does my smiling have to do with anything? Please explain to me how smiling is going to help me. I'm not here to smile. I'm here to get something done. I'm here to fix situations. Woman, nurturing, smiling, welcoming, warm. So that what's good is women are taking on more leadership roles. And I feel like the more women take on leadership roles, it's gonna get them. They're gonna open the door. Right now it's a little crack, and as the more cracks they are, eventually the shell breaks. So that's what I'm hoping for. The more women get to the top, the more doors they open for us to follow in their footsteps, and hopefully, slowly but surely, eradicate such things as writing lists and how-tos, because it's not fair. So that's that. I will be back and I'll probably have more other nuggets to share with you. Again, my review of Lean In, the book by Sheryl Sandberg, The Coup at Facebook. Have a good night.